Hey, Thomas. We're
Good night,
first,
good evening, good afternoon, I should say.
nice to see you. And I think first, congratulations are in order. I understand you've become a dad, so congratulations.
That is true. You can see the rings under my
Yeah,
eyes.
yeah, yeah.
And that's a
So
nice little.
thank you for making time to be here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
So Thomas is with Epishine and he'll be telling us about reimagining the capture of light,
Mm,
innovations in light energy harvesting for a battery-free future.
there we go.
Yeah, yeah. Off you go. Ciao.
Thank you. And we don't have so much time, so I'll go right into things. My name is Thomas. I'm one of the co-founders of Epishine. We make light energy harvesting. So solar cells are made for indoor use. And of course, we use them to create these flexible self-powered electronics. So instead of going around about my company and so on, I think the most reasonable thing to do is just to show some use cases right ahead. So first of all, our little module, of course, but also the idea of everything. So by utilizing the energy that's all around us, we can make for a more sustainable world, especially when we deploy it at very large scale. Also, scalability is built into our technology. We produce by roll-to-roll technology. And we address mostly deployment and end-of-life issues with primary batteries. And you can see some of the use cases down here below. In fact, there are some of these really nice physical demonstrators we have with solar cell integrated. But the imagination really is the limitation of the use cases. So as I just said before, there are the obvious things when it comes to maintenance reduction when you power by light instead of classical deterministic energy storage. You don't have to change batteries. But there are a little bit more nuanced ones also when it comes to logistics, especially. You can reduce weights, and there are less regulations that you have to follow if you don't have lithium-ion batteries, for instance. And also there's redundancy and LCA benefits. So one of my great ideas that I would like, I think it's great at least, that I would like to share with you today is the paradigm of how people monetize data today. So essentially what the big players, the Googles, the Metas, the OpenAIs and so on, what they do is they take the data that's in our mind. In fact, we give it to them by inputting them from a keyboard. And we put this data that we have in our heads into the digital space for them to use. We're doing something a little bit different here, or rather there is another part of the world that's a little bit harder to kind of live blog into the world. It's a digitalization of the physical space around us. So for instance, how much carbon dioxide or heat there is in our buildings around us. In fact, this is a little demonstrator sitting in our office. So something is measured in the physical world, there's a device and it goes into the digital space. And here is where we would like to take our little place then. So if you consider the digitalization again of, let's say, the human mind, what I want to buy, for instance, when I go online shopping, the guys at Google knows exactly what it is. What's the power source of this? Well, it's the power grid, actually. And the interface is a keyboard. And again, the market leaders are the good old known big companies that we have. What we want to digitalize, it has a lot of names, the physical world, Industry 4.0, distributed sensing, and so on. And it's our firm belief that the ambient power around us is a very good thing to use then in order to implement this IoT thing that we like to think goes into the trillions quite soon. And it's not really clear who will be the market leader here, but we think maybe Amazon, maybe Siemens, companies like that, maybe Epishine even, who knows? So usually in TechBlick, I've been here before, and I hope to be here again. I talk about our production processes, just like Thomas did here before me. In fact, we are quite advanced here, and I'd like to talk a lot about this, but not this time around. This time around, it's not about what we make, but rather what we make possible. So first out, building a product then that is powered by light, it's not so straightforward as one thinks. You can't simply rip out the batteries and put in your solar cell. In fact, just as outdoors, there's a little tiny grid around the entire system. Not only the PV cell stands alone and goes directly to the grid, you need inverters and you need mechanical integration, you need cabling, you need storage of some kind or buffering, maybe even some management. Then if you build a device here, again, like the thermostat before, you need a bit of communication, a radio. You need microcontrollers and sensors, and you need a lot of things actually in order to do this. So there's a lot of choices that you have to make when you want to build a light-powered product. So what we are launching now, or we actually launched a couple of months ago, is the idea of the self-charging battery, where we have really pushed on the simplicity end of things here. we want to integrate quite a number of components into one little package that